This is Lifeway, a Christian goods store located on Taylor Park Drive in Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Its parent company, Southern Baptist Convention, just announced that it's one of 170 stores that will be closing as part of the company's move to an e-commerce only model. But the importance of this story goes deeper than one franchise like Lifeway Christian. It's the story of the ever-evolving online economy and how big players in the industry like Amazon, Walmart, and Target are forcing the migration from physical stores to online marketplaces. What's even more important is that the sales tax taken from stores like Lifeway Christian are migrating out of local economies like Reynoldsburg to state and federal piggy banks only. I'm Jared Marrero, and this is Reynoldsburg Explained. It's no secret that primarily online companies like Amazon and others are changing the retail space. Since the growth of e-commerce, local retailers have been pressured into lowering prices and raising convenience in any way possible. Take Kroger, for example, who continue to introduce new online purchasing and pickup services to compete with Amazon's convenient straight-to-your-door delivery. Still, the retail space shouldn't be worried. After all, stats show that e-commerce only amounts to about 10% of total retail sales. We still have to be careful with these stats because it doesn't take into account specific industries within the brick-and-mortar e-commerce war. For example, online sales of books and music are growing at a very fast rate when compared to other specific items. These stats also don't take into account the growth rate of both delivery methods. Online sales are notably growing at a much faster rate than physical store sales. But we're not here to argue the growth of e-commerce. We're only focusing on the effects of the closures of retail stores and how online companies can virtually take money from local economies. To help us explain further, Reynoldsburg's Director of Development Andrew Bowser gave us this quote. He states, "Small businesses in general are the backbone of our community. Small businesses have been responsible for creating 2 out of every 3 net new jobs in our country. That number is even greater in Reynoldsburg. For every dollar spent at a local business, 45 cents are reinvested locally, compared to only 15 cents for each dollar spent at a corporate chain. This is called the local multiplier effect. For every Lifeway Christian store that closes, say the one in Reynoldsburg, Ohio, the tax revenue generated from those stores are transferred to online purchases. Suddenly, a city like Reynoldsburg loses a small chunk of their tax revenue. This revenue is instead transferred to the state and federal governments since they have the power and resources to track and collect taxes from online sellers like Lifeway. Lifeway Christian Store is only one of 15 retailers who have announced that they are closing more than 100 stores in the US by 2020. Notable names on this list include Pier 1 Imports, Ascena Retail Group, Gap, and most notably, Payless, who alone are closing 2,100 stores across America. To prevent these chains and other local retailers from closing, Andrew says the city works closely with franchisees and local owners to ensure their continued success in Reynoldsburg. He states, "Sometimes businesses can't see what we see on the ground. The local economic developers are able to see the intangible evidence of growth, revitalization, and change. I strive to take that approach, make connections, reach out and educate businesses on our advantages and the synergy that we are creating here in Reynoldsburg." The impact of online sales on retail store closures is beginning to affect local taxes on a very small scale. But in the coming years, how will local economies shift from relying on retail sales tax when online retailers are no longer taxable? That's a question that hopefully ends with a positive evolution in the way that local governments like Reynoldsburg collect tax revenue.